What's up, guys? Welcome back to DA35, the channel dedicated to helping men divorced after 35 or dating again after 35 get back on their feet when it comes to their dating lifestyle and finding meaningful relationships that they want to be in. So today we're going to be talking about how do you prevent a toxic relationship. This is your life. You're in the driver's seat. Learning how to prevent toxic relationships is going to help you avoid a situation like you just got out of, like your divorce or your breakup, and it will help you pick the woman that you want for your life in the future. Step number one in preventing a toxic relationship is know your worth and know what you want. Everybody is valuable to a relationship when you get into that relationship, all right? And knowing your worth and what you bring to the table helps you stay grounded in knowing what your worth is, because toxic people have a way of showing you that you aren't worth anything. And that's one of their traits, all right? They're consistently negative and they're always criticizing what you do, which can psychologically, after a while, beat you down and lower your self-worth. That's step one in preventing a toxic relationship, is knowing your worth and standing by it, all right, at all times. And catching yourself when you see that you're being down by a person or your significant other. The second step that's going to help prevent you from being in a toxic relationship is setting boundaries. There are things that are going to make everyone uncomfortable when it comes to being in a relationship. Knowing what you can deal with and what you're not willing to put up with is key. So you need to have these talks of what boundaries you're going to set that you expect your significant other not to cross. Those boundaries are going to be set on yourself as well. You're going to have to lead by example. That's what men do. When you see someone starting to take inches in getting close to that boundary line and it's something that you're not willing to put up with, you gotta nip that in the bud right away. Too many men get into relationships because they're not getting sex. And then they choose to let women just do whatever they want as long as they're going to keep getting sex from them. That is not the way that you want to live your life in a relationship, because eventually some boundaries are going to be crossed. All right, eventually you're going to start hating this woman. And this is for you to implement in your future relationships. Set that boundary. All right, if she doesn't like it and she decides to walk, oh well, it just makes your life easier, because that was a woman that was going to cross those boundaries anyways. And she didn't have enough respect for you to respect the things that you don't like and the boundaries that you do set. Number two, set boundaries, stick to them, don't let them slip up. If they do slip up, talk to them, all right? Don't just end the relationship right there and then. See what she does after that. If she does it again, now you know it's time to cut ties. The third thing that you're gonna do to help prevent a toxic relationship is speak up. So you set your boundaries, all right? We know what we like, we know what we don't like. When time comes to see where they go with these boundaries and they get close to him or even cross him, you speak up. You don't let it slide. What's the point of having boundaries if you're not going to enforce when lines are crossed? Now you're being seen as a pushover, and I can keep doing this and I can keep adding things because I know that you aren't gonna say anything. That is what's going through the mind of that woman you let cross your boundaries. So speak up when something doesn't go your way. Step number four in preventing a toxic relationship is surround yourself with people that support you. Now, one sign that you're in a toxic relationship is a person who's going to want to keep you away from your support systems, all right? Your family, your friends, co-workers, coach, therapists, whatever, right? They're going to want you to themselves. So keep your support systems around you. They're going to help you know if you're in a toxic relationship or not. They're going to pick up on vibes from you. If someone doesn't like something and they're stuck in a situation where they have to put up with it, you are going to give off a vibe, kind of like a SOS vibe. That's why people tend to ask, hey, what's wrong with you? You don't seem yourself today. And if someone asks you that question, is because they actually realize that there is something wrong with you, because you're giving off that vibe. We're humans. We tend to pick up on each other's energy. Keep your support systems around you. Now, if you're in a relationship and your support systems is a bunch of single people, well then they're gonna have a different perspective on how you should deal with your relationship. So not keep a support system around you, but keep proper support systems around you, all right? Like a therapist, your mom, your dad, all right? People that actually love you and wanna see you get the best out of life. The fifth way that you prevent a toxic relationship is you trust your instincts, right? If something seems off with your significant other and you feel it in your gut, there's probably something that is going on. So this is when now you're going to start picking up on certain habits and actions of your significant other. Are they secretive with their phone? Are they acting distant from you? Are they more snappy at you? Some people are gonna go through this from time to time. They're gonna be in their moods, but if it's all three of these things consistently, trying to hide something, they're snapping at you, they're secretive as to who they're talking to, and you have a gut feeling that something's going on, and you pick up on these things, well then there's something going on and you need to address it. Speak up. Step number 6 to help you prevent a toxic relationship is you need to prioritize self-care. We walk around in a world today where 70% of Americans are overweight. If you fall into that 30% that take care of yourself, you keep yourself in shape, you know what's the thought process of this woman? Where am I gonna find another man that looks like that? You keep her desire peaked. Say what you want. There are 2 ways to keep desire in a woman, and 1 is physical, 2 is mental. You gotta mentally stimulate her. You also gotta physically stimulate her. So if you don't prioritize self-care, all right, you're not gonna be able to put it down in the bedroom, and you're not gonna look like someone she's gonna wanna have around her shoulder. And I'd rather be in a relationship with a woman that desires me any day. The sex is way better from a woman that desires you, from a woman that doesn't desire you. Keep that in mind. Step number 7, that's gonna help you avoid a toxic relationship is avoid this person isolating you. All right, again, it comes back to boundaries. If you know that you're accustomed to going to church with your family every Sunday, all right, this person jumps in, tries to change that up. Oh, well, let's go do this instead. All right, and that's how it turns out. And then you agree to do it more and more and more and more and more. Now it develops into a pattern. Now, when you break that pattern because you do want to go back to church with your family, you don't want to be isolated from your family. Now it's a problem. Avoid isolation, especially from your support systems. All right, the people that make you feel good, the people that are going to tell you like it is. Always keep those relationships going on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, where you either meet or you're having consistent conversations with them. Step number 8 in helping you prevent a toxic relationship is identifying abusive behavior up front. Now, I've seen little behaviors like a punch in the shoulder when a joke has been made turned into a fist to the eye when something happens that your significant other does not like. Learn to pick up on these behaviors. Now, some of them may be cute in the beginning, right? Like a little punch or a little smack or something like that, but that's gonna turn serious later on, all right? So if she can hit you when she's joking, right? She's definitely gonna be hitting you when she's angry. So learn those little behaviors, nip them in the bud. All right, when my girl hits me in the shoulder, or when my girls did hit me in the shoulder, I'd be like, don't do that again. We go from joke to serious, and then they gotta understand that. If they got a problem with it, then we got a longer conversation to endure. Now remember, a healthy relationship is based on respect for boundaries and healthy communication. All right, so if you ever find yourself not being able to exercise these things, not seeing that respect from your significant other for these things, you know that you're approaching toxic relationship status. All right, time to start doing something about it. The worst thing you can do is sit down and watch things go by for peace sake. Conflicts ought to be resolved, and you got to take those head on, or else they don't get resolved. You end up being in a toxic relationship. You end up resenting this woman, and it could be a woman that if you just talk to her, she'd realize the situation and you're gonna have a healthy relationship, all right? But if you put things to the side because you're afraid of what she will do or not do, then you're just setting yourself up for a toxic relationship. So if those are things that happened to you in the past, Now you realize what you need to do going forward with your future relationships. And that's gonna help give you the relationship that you wanna be a part of, okay? If you like the video, you like the channel, give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. All right, take it easy, guys. Peace.